Yeah, something's up with the is up with the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is acting up right now. I did hear that there was a maintenance going on with it, but I figured it would be done by now. But it's looking like it's having some real trouble with the Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah. Let me do a little something here, guys. Hold on. Okay, you're on Twitch, so I'm going to communicate with you on here. Working on maintenance. Now it's running perfectly. I figured they'd be done by now. Okay. There we go. Just in case you couldn't hear me. Okay. And I'm going to redo the scene with the bucket escape pod. All right. Perfect audio. There you go. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm going to actually turn this recording. Let's just record. Whatever. All right. All right.
And try not to lose this one, too. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Try not to lose this one, too? Okay, all right, here we go. We're going to do it with the bucket ending, okay? Now, I have already gone through the bucket ending. I will try to act out what I did in that scene.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping in.
There you go. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I remember that. I remember that one's on my YouTube. He's talking, and then he's just berating the broom and the mop. How dare they say that's where the bucket belongs? The prejudices. Oh my God, it's amazing. In my upload, I talk about. He's all like, I can't stand these people. I'm out. And then when he leaves, I'm all like, guys, can you believe that narrator? I can't stand him. All right, to the bucket. But nothing is a bucket, so everything is nothing. Yeah, when he tried to take all the buckets away, and he's like, Stanley, we're not buckets. You are now leaving. No kidding. All right. I'm going up the stairs. You and me, Bucket, we'll live a wonderful life together. That's right, Bucket. We'll be free of these 4 walls. And maybe when it rains, you'll have the rainwater and I can drink from your cool metal lips. Yes, Bucket. It is us against the world, Bucket. You want me to bucket, don't you? Okay, all right. Come on, let's go. How deep is this Bucket's infatuation? All right. The ending where you break the game so he has a meltdown over you, ruining his... All choice from the game? I think so. I think so. I think I remember that one. All right, Bucket. Bucket, we must leave. But if I leave, I always end up back here. Bucket. Bucket, you need to listen to me, Bucket. I'm not gonna go with you, Bucket. No, Bucket, please, don't protest. Hush your metal lips. You must go on without me. I'm stuck in this eternal loop, Bucket, but you can be free. You can be free. I'm sorry, Bucket, but this is what has to happen, Bucket. Go live a life with a mop so you can clean my tears. Goodbye, Bucket. Goodbye, Bucket. That's so fun. Oh my god. That is crazy. Oh god. All right. So we did the bucket scene with flawless frames. What now? You had the ending where you break the game, so he has a meltdown over you. Removes all choice from the game. He removes all choice. That doesn't feel as familiar to me, removing all choice. All right, I'll do it for you. Let's do that ending. If it's your favorite, whatever. Let's do it. You let me know what I need to do. Okay? All right. So first decision, do I go left or right
Stanley
for this ending?
To get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Unplug the phone. Oh, okay. All right. I know exactly where that is. Okay. You got it. Unplug the phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Quit your low-key complaining.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I, though?
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Or so good at denying you. It's incredible he wasn't given a raise.
Look, Stanley,
that's right.
I think perhaps we've
I
gotten
have
off on
my
the wrong
own
foot here.
ideas.
I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not.
No,
I
am the
realize that
director of
investing
my
your
own
trust
path.
in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about.
It's very hard to trust in a voice inside my head.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Someone you've been
Someone
neglecting,
you've forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yes. Stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Listen.
Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
Oh, please.
Stanley.
Talking about the doll.
Your chance to redeem yourself.
How do I open this door?
Put your work aside. To let her back into your
I
life.
don't care.
She's been waiting.
Yo, what's happening up, banana dude? Hey, welcome back. That's my YouTube. Just so you know, I am not talking to myself, mama. There's some YouTube chat going on as well. Our big game giveaway. One lucky customer to the year's biggest. Okay, all right, whatever. All right, playing 4 hours of the baby game has a really anticlimactic ending. Oh, really? You did not. Mama, please tell me you did not be playing it for 4 hours. What am I playing? Banana. This is called Stanley Parable. It is unlike any other game that you have ever played. Like there isn't really like a challenge per se, but there is an exploration beyond the norms, all right? Like you can choose to listen to what this narrator is telling you to do, or you can decide I'm gonna go my own way. And when you do decide to do that, it basically it has like just all these alternate endings, and one little thing that you do affects it. When you reset the game, it resets and then it opens up new exploration paths. It's crazy. And the comicalness of this game is top tier, dude. All right, just put an auto clicker and timer for 3 hours and 59 minutes. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That must be if you have a computer. I don't have a computer, so. All right. Okay. All right. So, Mama, why is the phone not going off? Mama, I think I did this wrong. How do I get the phone? I know you have to be here to get the phone. Because you need to enter the room. Big storage room. Okay, all right. Big storage room. This thing. Oh, okay. I got that wrong.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, is it her?
You need to... Oh, no. You can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
That's right.
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Yeah, I remember this ending.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day.
You're in for a wild ride, Banana.
The phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
That's not what happens, and you know it.
White, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Humanity.
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
God, I feel
don't
like this is
understand.
just God
How
against
else are you making
humanity.
Meaningful choices. What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices.
Well,
And
duh.
I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Oh no, is this the
severity
slider?
of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
It is. It's the slides.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has
Hypothetical
a choice.
real.
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
But
Which
what?
choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
Ha!
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30?
My goodness, is it
supposed to be
4:30?
having a
I'm
back
supposed to
sack
be
and
having a
crack."
back sack and crack. I don't want to know about your back or your sack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals
don't-
recommend making at
don't
least
need to be
8
smelling your
choices
crack
per day.
either.
Do you make more than 8?
2 plus
Less?
4 equals
And
6.
finally, if you begin to wonder if your
That's
choices
math.
are actually meaningful and whether you'll
the math
ever make a
maths.
significant contribution
What's up,
to
Aaron?
the
I knew it
world,
was you.
just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems
And you're
are
gonna talk about the
materially
war.
insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
Hey, I'm the
At this
only one that
time,
can be
your
there out of
instructor
that
will
many
guide you in an
stars.
exercise
So,
to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
That's how you look at it.
Welcome back.
Ayo!
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate.
1 + 1
as a
equals
result
window.
of
That is
narrative
correct,
contradiction.
Aaron.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Danger! Danger everywhere! Exit! Oh, what the heck with the tractors? Okay, alright. They put gates up. I can't slide down.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful.
Because I
you
can't
jumping
jump.
off the platform. Imagine the main character dying senselessly.
I forgot about that.
The story. That story would make no sense at all.
7
We
plus
just need to get
83
home as soon
equals
as possible
Jim.
Before the narrative contradiction
You are
gets any
correct.
worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
You are correct, sir. You know what? A. I mean, in formula, there's letters. Why not JIM? You know? It's probably correct. That looked 3 digits. Aaron, this is Mama, Aaron. Y'all play nice. The game is banana. You have no idea. You have no idea. It is
Almost there.
hilarious.
Don't take the door on the left. Back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Because the thing is, what's really great about this game is whenever you finish the game, it looks like you're going through the same process, and then the narrator throws you for a loop. It's crazy. It's crazy. The game design on this was
Now remember,
nuts.
all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Don't you
he
open the right
entered
one.
The door on his left.
Oh, bad decision. Right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh. Right. I remember this. Yep. And they're over here too. Yeah. We're breaking the game. Yeah. I'm streaming on Twitch as well. You got a Twitch account? See, what originally happened was I would stream on Twitch, and then I would also upload on YouTube, because Twitch actually doesn't keep videos. And then I started getting some fan base on YouTube, so then I was all like, all right, I gotta go. Oh, okay, all right, Banana. Thanks for dropping in. All right. To the right, right? Okay. All right, now we go to the left because it is too late. It is too late. We broke it. Yep.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work.
Well, look.
Why?
It's okay.
What did you
It's
get out of that?
okay.
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
Nah.
So much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to.
You go back
I
to
have shut
narrating
the game
Little
down.
Big Planet.
I have to. I have to.
Oh, snap.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Got him, man.
See? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
What have you gotten into the
My
expo?
story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right or left, y'all? Right or left? Stanley PairABLE. Yeah. Yeah, I got into the expo. I'm trying to figure out how to get back, though, because there is an ending there. And that ending is the whole ending. The whole. But I'm not sure how I can get back there, because I haven't seen the new content door open up for me. When I pause it, the sequel is now paused. See? So, I don't know what's going on there. Left or right, y'all? Left or right? I can't remember. Is there more if I go right? Or do I go left and it's still messed up? I don't know. Left? All right, mama. We going left, mama. Whoa, mama. Y'all, do you know that cartoon? Do you know the cartoon? Hey, mama. Johnny Bravo. It's me, Johnny Bravo.
There was not a single person here either.
Okay, left.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, okay.
Coming to a staircase,
He was funny.
Stanley
He always
walked
thought he was a
upstairs to
ladies'
his
man,
boss's
and the ladies
office.
hated him. So it was kind of funny. He had like this blonde hair, and the blonde hair was about the size of about double the size of his face, and it was it was gelled all the way up like this, and he had like sunglasses, and he was big and built. Do the monkey with me, and he'd do the monkey. Yeah. Anyhow. Showcasing my age.
Stepping inside his manager's office,
you guys
Stanley
remember?
was once again stunned
Do you
to
guys
discover
remember
an
Johnny
indication of anything
Bravo?
in life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered
Of course you don't, you
orchestrated
whippersnapper.
until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
What is this?
Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work?
Please.
There was only one way to find out.
I can't speak.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up. Now, he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath
Are we gonna hear
and
him?
then spoke the code.
I'm not gonna hear him.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
Oh, listen.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm trying, bro. It's not letting me go, bro.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it.
get a
But you know
voice
what?
reveal. I
It's
know.
pretty
That would've been
humiliating
awesome.
to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Speak. I can't speak!
When he came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Uh-oh, and now he's not moving.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please.
Yep. Please, I need you to make a choice. It's not going to
I
end.
need you to walk through the door.
It's not, there's no story.
Listen to me. Can you hear me?
I'm telling you, this is God and man right here. God needs man.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs
There's
you
some
to make a decision.
philosophical
It cannot exist without you. You
depth
understand?
in this.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Ending with credits, too. Oh, yeah, that's
This is more
true.
important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this, Stanley?
Oh, the
Are you
credit
there?
actually slows down when I go
Okay.
down like that. That's kind of cool.
Okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, theologians could crack this stuff wide open. There's a lot of relativity to this and
How wonderful. Stanley...
the Bible and free choice and God's intent and all that stuff. Good God, man. Do the input? No what?
was alone.
Oh, you're talking
Finally.
about the buttons?
This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I...
The buttons. Yeah, Mama, we did the buttons. But then again, maybe we didn't because it was really bad quality. Your computer had the input. Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Input received. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Awesome! Let's play a game of Twister! Yeah! Heavenly bodies playing a game of Twister. Oh, well. There's a kink for you. Alright. Okay. Push the buttons? Did I push the buttons? I've never seen this one because I couldn't find the input computer third time around. Oh, yeah. The other one, the third one is actually far off. It's in the boss's office. It's just pushing buttons. That's all it is. You push buttons and then look, these get unpushed. So it's not about pushing all these buttons. I hope not. Is there one button? Right hand green. Oh, I messed up already. All right. Left foot red. All right. I think that's it. What a miraculous feat. Left foot red. If only they all said Jim. Okay, all right. So that's pretty much it for that ending. That's what that does. Okay, I need your help, Mama. We're gonna try and get that, get a whole ending that's in the sequel. I don't know if maybe what needs to happen is I have to reset it all away. That might be what we need to do. If we quit to the menu. Hold. What am I holding? Oh, okay. If I go to settings, is there a way to reset it all the way back? Reset all settings to their default value. No, that's not it. That's just settings. Is there a way to reset the game so that it's not saying Stanley Parable 2? That's the problem about me trying to get this ending. You can delete the saved data. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Okay. Okay. So how do we go about that? We just do that in here? Reset and delete the data that way? Because you keep the stream. Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right. All right then. Okay. So then we'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. Let's go here. Manage game content. This is the first time I've actually had to try and find that. No game content. Okay. Storage might be in settings. In game settings? Oh. Game settings. Player data. Delete save data. Yep. Delete. Yes. English, please. Thank you. I mean, yes, but I hope we deleted it. Just this. Oh, God, here we go again with this. Please enter the current time. Current time is 10:23. 10:23. It's not PM. It's not PM, though. But it's not PM. Okay. We're going to go 24 then. 10. Y'all, we got 30 more minutes on this stream. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Begin the game. All right, here we go. All right, now the question is, all of his coworkers are gone. Yep.
Stanley decided to go to
the question is, how do I open the new content? How do I open up the new content? Because it would be right here. Do you remember, Mama? Because I don't remember. I don't remember. It's been a while.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
We'll do the iconic one, I guess. According to Google, you need 7 to 8 endings. Oh. Seriously? Okay. Well, I didn't know we were going to have to do that again.
Either.
But all right.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm wondering, can I skip and just go to start over?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Oh, it was 2, 8,
But of
4,
course,
5.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
Room
happened to
closet.
implement.
Well, we got to do all these endings, so I might as well do the ones you request. Wolfpack, let me know which ones you want me to do again. Since I know about it, I might be able to comment on it more. Now that I know. It's not reactionary, but it's commentary. You know? Alright. Okay. Okay, the room closet ending is actually pretty close. So, we're already kind of far from there. You mentioned the press conference. We're going to do the press conference again.
Descending deeper into the building,
Bedroom
Stanley
closet.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was
No,
a
that's
stirring
a
of
joke.
emotion
Narrator
in his
says that
chest,
when you
as though he
say-
felt more free to think for himself, to question the
Yeah.
nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, it's not an ending is what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Your thinly veiled annoyance is dripping. I gotta go all the way in. Alright.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated.
Oh,
It's that
please.
keen eye for storytelling that you have.
I gotta do 7 to 8 of your rants
one after the other,
just to get the new content.
Tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Alright.
Incredible.
How about we bolt that mouth
Now
shut
he's
so we
getting
can
back
get this
into the
done
elevator and
faster?
going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Want to talk sass? See where it gets you.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is
I
it
don't
the
know.
boss's office again?
Maybe?
Or what if it's the boss's office?
Oh
this
my
time?
God, it might be the
suspense is
pencil.
killing me.
Right on that desk like last time. You remember that pencil? We get to see it again, y'all. We get to see it again. Imagine if the skip button ending didn't have a skip button. You actually had. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to actually have a skip button.
It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Now he's messing with me. Come on, dude.
All right. I have fully come to terms.
Turn it back on. I don't want to hear you. I want to listen to music.
Worldview for this astonishing.
Hey, I want to
new
listen to
reality.
music.
As
Shush.
before, I turned to the expert writer of gripping narrative. Of course, going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this.
I gotta do 7 to 8 of you people.
Suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley,
I forgot about
it seems
that.
like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to
Falling off the
anticipate
lift and dying.
and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling,
which one was
Stanley.
my first?
What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
The countdown.
And it's really all because of you.
I think that was
You're
the first one
who
I
took this
did.
bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over.
I'd have to
Truly, I mean
revisit
it. This
my
is
YouTube to
unique
know
and
for sure,
different.
but I think
not
it's the
like
countdown.
anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I think it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley.
Oh, a dig! Oh, you're gonna dig on me.
This is the kind
Gonna
of
dig on the
gesture
wolf?
that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, my head.
Oh, you looking to get bit. Alright.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should
I ain't
be
worried
just
about it.
around
I'm an
the corner
actor.
here somewhere.
I will flaunt this thing all the way. You got any sponsors that you want me to shout out?
Yes, here it is.
That's right.
Just through
you
this
messing with the
door.
streamer. Come on, bring it on.
Right.
Bring me my audience.
I've told them you're going to speak
Yeah,
a little bit
427.
about the
Yeah,
nature of
cool.
surprise in storytelling.
As long as I'm not
and what it
456.
means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the
All right,
heart.
let's go.
I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
The lift and dying. Oh, also he's addicted to hookers or something like that. Yeah, I remember that one. All right. What up, my wolf pack? Y'all ready to get it bit? Y'all ready to get it buried? All right, we hunting for games. Yeah, yeah. What's up, y'all? Woo wee! That's the future right there. At conventions. Oh yeah. Will it into existence, y'all. Starts with y'all, man. Starts with all that support that I've been seeing. I appreciate it, man. I see this growing, so I'm in it. I'm all in. Let's go. All right. That was one ending.
Co-workers were gone.
All of his coworkers
What
were
could it
gone.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. Memo this. You know what? Matter of fact, can I go back? Because this is one of the endings. Dadgummit. All right. Begin the game again. I want to go back and do another. Okay, shut the door.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if
That's
he
two.
had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it
comes. And he's going to tell me to leave. Ah, I see the bridge. All right.
All of his
There's another one
coworkers
right
were
here.
gone.
There's
What
another
did it
one
mean?
right here, Mama. Do you know
Stanley
this one?
decided to go to the meeting.
You know what I'm about to do?
Perhaps he had simply missed a
You know what
memo.
I'm about to do?
No
About to
matter
do?
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What the heck? There we are. There you are. Come on. Out the window. Out the window.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No, I like it.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh,
I'm here
this is
for
rich.
all the
Perhaps
words.
You just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this
Ooh,
one.
as you.
So,
What's up?
what do you
What's
think?
up? How are
Which
you?
choice was the better
Doing
one?
good. Me and Mama
Imagine if you had
are
selected
doing all the
continue on your
endings.
first playthrough.
I already got
tantalizing it
pretty
would
much
be
all the endings
not
on
knowing what
YouTube,
happens when you pick
but
the other
we're also
option.
gonna go ahead and-
Indeed, you are one of the
We're-
lucky ones.
we're trying to
Though
get,
if the other option is really
a whole
miserable to listen
ending.
to, then perhaps you're not.
Yeah,
In
it
fact,
has been a bit.
I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, so, but what I was saying is, on YouTube I did a good bit of endings, but now I had to restart it because we're trying to get an ending that happens in an expo that's in a sequel, and the sequel only unlocks until after 7 or 8 endings. So, yeah, we're having fun there. Whoa, we received 100 messages today with Restream. Dang, man. All right, y'all are in here today. Okay, all right. I can appreciate that. Okay, are you sick of this guy? How about if I say yes? No. Okay, all right. Begin the game again. I think this technically counts as 2 endings if then I go yes. Right? I would think so. Yeah. So we're trying to get 7 to 8
All of
endings
his
done
coworkers were gone.
within
What
20
did it
minutes.
mean?
Goodness gracious.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
This
Perhaps
might be
he had
something we
simply
have to
missed a
do
memo.
tomorrow.
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
go.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do
Did
you
I
think?
praise it?
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
No, let's not do 1
Okay,
minute. Maybe
I'm
a
over
second.
it now.
There you
what do
go.
you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes, let's do it.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires.
We're gonna do the broom
restart
ending
the
next,
game.
so hang
just
tight,
push
mama.
the envelope. I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old.
Gangly?
And was quite
yeah.
particularly gangly.
I had a feeling
What
you were gonna
Stanley
do
liked
that.
most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
I mean, this isn't that
Did it
bad.
all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Toss a coin to your witcher! Toss a coin to your pitch black! Yes, that's why there's bits. Yes, that's why there's bits. Oh, get bit. I want to get bits. All right, anywho. All right, begin the game again. There we go. That was. We're already at what? 4 endings now? We're moving.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
That's the input buttons. Oh, we might as well. Input received. Yeah. This is quick. This is a quick ending. We might as well do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Memo. Always with the memos. Can't forget the memos now. There's some bop. And boom. And boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right.
Stanley decided to
Broom
go to
closet.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Broom closet. This one's for you, mama.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think the broom closet's the left. 413. I don't think it matters. I think you can. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go.
Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I didn't. Hello, broom. Can I
There
grab
was
you?
nothing here. No choice
Where's
to
the
make,
bucket?
no path to follow,
Need a
just an
bucket.
empty broom closet.
Need a bucket.
No reason to still be here.
Hey, I am honoring the people who clean the place up. All right. Look at all these tools, all these
It was
things.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. And it is. He's literally just standing there doing sweet thing.
I forgot you said that. What's up, Banana? Good to have you back.
Still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
It's
Please
peaceful.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuine.
It's peaceful. Have you heard the electric hum of that light bulb? Just close your eyes. Just feel it. Feel it, narrator.
You do realize there's no choice.
Will you
or
stop
anything,
talking
right?
and
If I'd
relax?
said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
So why'd you put it
I
in?
would have thought to mention it.
Why'd you put it in? Why'd you put big letters, broom closet? Now, relax.
Maybe to you this
Breathe,
is
narrator.
branching path.
Narrator.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet
why did
ending
you-
was my favorite."
Why did you?
I hope you're
Is that that's how Mama sounds? I feel it. I feel it. See, banana feels it. Banana feels it. I feel that hum.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I forgot about that's where this is.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. You've fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
This is
It's
crazy.
indicative of the long-term
Oh, God.
sustainability of your species. Please
You can thank
remove
Mama
your
for this.
from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic.
Did you offend me?
first-person
Lazu,
video
you didn't
game
offend me.
mechanics And filling them in on the history of
we
narrative
won't.
tropes in video
No,
gaming.
we won't. No, we
so
won't.
That the
Narrator.
irony and
Narrator.
insightful commentary
Narrator.
of this game
Hey.
is
Hey.
not lost
Hey.
on them.
Psh,
When you've
www.shh.com.
done that, just step out into
Hey.
the hallway.
Hey, narrator, calm down, okay? I think the reason you don't like me in the broom closet is because you can't fathom the idea of not having to talk all the time. You can't say anything, so your motor mouth can't run. Do yourself a favor. Look at the light bulb. Hear the light bulb. Let it wash over you. There you go. Hear that silence? It's a beautiful sound sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, Wolfpack, we're just going to stay here the entire episode. We get people coming in. Just the whole episode is just this. All right. Okay. We're good. We felt the broom closet.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Second
I
player.
guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Well, just for that. Oh, just for that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
Oh,
admitting he
this
had
is the-
left
this
his
is the
post
panic.
during work hours.
This is the
he
panic.
might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
And this is a
vanished.
loop.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
I'm in a padded
And as
cell
Stanley
somewhere.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Hopped up on some
For
drugs.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I mean, we've
No,
only
Stanley
looped like
said to
7
himself,
times.
This is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm
dreaming.
He yelled. This is all a dream.
I am quite the dreamboat.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined
Drippy!
himself...
What's going on, my guy? Good to have you back.
...float above the ground.
Whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring
Oh,
through
my friends
space
did
on
always call me a
magical
lightweight.
starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Y'all, I'm telling
Stanley
you,
marveled that he had still not
we need to look out for clickers.
How was he remaining
This the
so
spores.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he
Creator
was
yapping.
amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that
Hey.
I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on
What's
his
going
feet,
on?
the press of the
Banana,
mattress
he's
on
having an existential
the
crisis.
fresh air of a world outside.
That's what's
this
going
one.
on.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
You got like
I'm
10
through
minutes
with
left.
this dream.
I ain't
wish
gonna
it
make
to be
it.
over.
I'm gonna have to do
Let me
another
go back to my
episode on
job.
this one.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
He has a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
I didn't think he had a wife or a
My
life.
life is normal.
No, it isn't.
I am normal.
All you do is push buttons on a computer,
Everything will be fine.
which is kind of a stab at us gamers.
Okay.
All we do is push buttons. Oh, God.
Stanley began screaming.
Yep.
Please,
I'm still here.
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Let's shake it.
I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I forgot about that.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important
Appreciate
people
that,
whose
Drippy.
impressions of her would affect
Thanks for
her
subbing.
career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Did you at least call the ambulance or something? You're just gonna let me stink up the sidewalk? Alright. Cool. Well, you'll find me pretty easily. Just follow the stench of rot. Alright.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Stop
Over his shoulder
it.
now, he would surely catch them. It was
Stop
only
it.
a matter of time.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Got me with the look behind you, gag. The new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
We're in Disney World. It's
Hello,
a small
and thank you
world
for playing the
after
Stanley
all.
Parable Ultra Deluxe.
It's a small world. Whoa, hi.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013
I may
on
not
home
know that.
computers.
I may not.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the
PC.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley
Alright, Drippy.
Parable.
Appreciate you
Ultra
jumping
Deluxe.
on. It'll be
Well, this
uploaded
sounds delightful.
tomorrow.
I'm very
hopefully.
excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
No, I'm not. I know what's about to happen.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the
But
beginning
look,
of
look,
a
look, look! If we had a
mesmerizing
golf ball,
adventure.
it's like that golf. It's like that golf grass. It's like a putt putt. We could play putt putt. Play putt putt over here.
Is it broken?
Yeah,
What's
for real.
going on
What's
here?
going on?
Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's
The
see it.
jump circle.
The jump circle?
Well, as long as it's not the other J circle. That's on OnlyFans. So, yeah. We're moving forward. I'll do 20. There you go.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If
Oh,
this
they're
is new
stabbing
content,
at-
then I
at-
could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20
They
hours
are
of new content.
stabbing
Yeah,
at
I could
indie
count to
games
30 trillion. You could put
DLCs.
that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What the heck is this? Who designed it like this? Why is it like that? All right, whatever. Thank you for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game
we
developers
are.
with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these
See ya,
people on
Drippy.
Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
Oh, shit.
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
All right, this is where it gets to it. What? How much time do I have? 11 o'clock. Okay. All right. You know what? I think we can do this.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
You've got an event for me? Yeah?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
All right.
Just our little secret.
Yeah.
Take a look. I call it The memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life.
This looks like
whenever I
VRBO.
want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I do a Verbo
you see,
here.
Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Release.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
They're all just... What is that? Stanley Parable... Alright. Oh, is this where the good reviews and bad reviews are?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley
Yeah.
Parable.
How do you review
like
a game
the
on
stunning
Stanley
triumph
Parable?
of games
Yep.
journalism.
You don't.
10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
Oh.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Give me something
It
to
was
shoot.
literally every game.
Persona
ever
3!
created. It was Skyward. It was Persona
No, it was
3.
not.
It was all of them. And now
No, it was not.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
If this is
Here's
where the
another
skip
moving
button is,
passage, this time
I
from
might
GameSpot.com.
listen to him a little bit more.
The Stanley
GameSpot.
Parable is both a richly
That's a
stimulating
good one you
commentary
want.
on the nature of
Ooh,
choice
they're
in
critical,
games,
too.
and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Excuse you? Excuse you? I can't go there. There's boxes in the way. Oh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down
It's
here?
time to get to the bad stuff.
Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't
It's
even imagine
philosophical,
where I
yeah.
have the room to stick them.
Like I said, this is a philosophical game.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse.
I said it before, I'll say it again. You are going to get bad reviews with good reviews. Focus on your
I
audience.
always thought it did, but maybe it
To heck with what other people think.
What an awful memory.
Unless they have
to
something
hold on to.
critical to say,
These black marks on my
and it
otherwise
resonates with your
unimpeachable
channel.
track record. I feel
don't worry about
like
it.
a failure.
You shouldn't.
Like I let these people down.
You're not meant for everybody.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Exactly. Okay. Yep, this is the skip. Alright. You go looking for negativity, you will find it.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes.
That defeats the purpose of this game.
If I'm truly too preachy, then...
No,
then
only
maybe letting
3
you skip
people
ahead
said
just
this
a
to you
moment
about
surely
you.
couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button.
I'm not gonna make it to the whole ending for today. I'm already behind schedule. So what I'm gonna do
And
is,
here it is.
I
Go
do want to
ahead and
see
give it a
all the
shot.
words he
I'll
says
pop you
with this.
forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And it goes
I
something
do want to
like
hear
this.
one thing.
The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time
erecting what?
To every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time, by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently.
I'm going
to say each word back and
hold on.
forth
We're going to see
in
what you're
repeated
saying.
Succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued
This is
me
how
from
you're going to get
disaster
me
in
to skip,
countless
because
situations.
now you're on a loop
All right,
and I don't have
here
to...
we go. Treatise, manifesto.
Repeat it.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
Right,
Manifesto.
and now you just do this forever.
Manifesto.
I actually have to
Treatise.
skip you now.
Manifesto. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go, poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Probably
I
not.
guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
What?
Perhaps that
What's
would
that
have
have
been
to
a
do with
smart
anything?
thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing
out.
this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation.
Yeah,
yes,
boss.
I think that's quite likely.
No.
Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their
You know
review
this is actually
so
a
that the
real
feature is
review.
not widely
I know that
used.
they would do that.
Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
Oh. Are you done? You're done? Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
The door's
That
gone!
last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But
It is
We
shocking.
not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
There's no
Where
door.
did the go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
That's what I was
I
saying.
feel quite certain that there was one here before.
There, well, there and
How
now.
else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
Yeah,
I don't
well.
think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that.
we need to
Is
hit
there
a skip
window
button.
anywhere?
No.
A porthole?
No,
A
I've been looking
sufficiently
around.
large crack in the wall?
You stop
I'll take
talking to
anything.
yourself
All I
and
want
pay
is for
attention
us
to what I'm
move
doing.
on
I'm
to-
not-
Please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was.
It was right
Where
there.
did it go?
It was right
Can you
there.
maybe just ram your way through a wall?
All right.
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We
You
need
know
a
what?
door of some kind.
You know
I can
what?
work with
You've
any kind of
manifested all
door
kinds of
as long as
stuff
it can open
in
and
front of
lead
me.
From one room to
Just
another.
create a
I'm going
door.
to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
Okay,
I don't
you do
know
that.
how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please,
Yeah.
please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
And you still haven't found a
I'm
door.
frozen there.
But you
I don't
didn't
know
find
why
a
the
door.
steps are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Exactly.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Yeah,
I have
well,
no
what other
idea
choice do
how
you have?
long I'll be made to sit here. And
Reset
more than
me.
anything
You
else,
always
I don't
do.
know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
You could reset
I
me.
can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
That's why you
Those
shouldn't
reviews
worry
that I couldn't
about
get out of my
some
head. I just
people.
couldn't ignore the negative
You're-
feedback. Why
every-
was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie 9's opinion matter so much to me? I've
Exactly.
never even met Cookie 9. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me.
There you
The
go.
merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Right, and out of how many?
Does such an impulse serve? But whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button and to become frozen.
If
in
you
time,
think
knowing
that
you're
on my
there
channel
to
I have
I'm
not gotten
stuck
blowback,
all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening.
it's gonna
Only I
happen.
held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely
Well-
you will. I don't doubt it.
Oh, boy, you
Surely
haven't
you'll
come up
press
with a
that
plan.
button again, leaving me here. And
I'll have
surely
to.
you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback.
Did he
Why
loop?
was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie
Yeah,
Nine's
no, I'm not
opinion
having
matter
you
so
loop.
much to me? Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
God.
I have someone to talk to.
Someone didn't
again.
pay the power bill?
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley.
That's a good
It
point.
isn't the same at all.
All
it isn't
you've
even
seen
close,
is
because
things
I
that
know
I
you
do.
can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
That's
I
deep,
needed
bro.
there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These
This could be-
words that
this
I'm
could be
saying,
God
I
to
need
human.
know you can hear
This
me.
right here?
Because
Oh,
maybe,
man.
Stanley, maybe if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I
Wow.
am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all.
Good for
I feel
you.
renewed. I feel restored.
Listen,
and
buddy.
Already I can sense the looming
Buddy, I got
silence
10 minutes
as you will
left
press
until
the
I
button
really
for the
gotta
next
shut this
time.
down.
What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here.
Silence.
For just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
I'm sorry, but my stream's got to end eventually, so we're pushing that button.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and us and about
He's dumping
everything
me.
we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track.
I don't
after
have a
year.
door.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome.
God, man!
Not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being.
You're
I saw
starting
that I
to
could
accept
allow
your
myself to
situation.
exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do. One day, this state of mind will consume you as well. You will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Oh, he is snapping. Oh, wow. Okay, you said that you liked it. Okay, so now he's not going to talk to us, right? Yeah, because now what he wants to do is he wants us to feel that way as well. The problem is we still have a skip button. Somebody needs to turn off the... why do I want to say fire hydrant? That's not what that is. Fire alarm. Or whatever.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's
now you're
talking
blaming
too
them,
much,
huh?
they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences.
Who are you speaking to? Because I just jumped into the middle of it.
But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no
Ted,
reason
don't count
other
me
than
in
to do
this.
so? Yes. Yes, it seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our
People like me,
entertainment is
people
now
don't
our
like me.
lives. It has come
Y'all
to
see it on
represent us.
YouTube.
It
You hit the
absolutely
like,
must
you
speak
bite that
to
like,
who we are
or
as
down.
people, because otherwise,
Doesn't
without
care.
our entertainment, we have
Don't
nothing.
care. I
Without
want the-
entertainment,
hey,
we
look.
would have to face inward toward
It's about
the
finding the
cruel
audience that
bleakness
likes it.
inside ourselves.
All
we
right.
would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding
Don't want me,
emptiness
don't want
gazing
you.
back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it.
Are
I
you?
am the calm center of gravity
You
around
sure
which
don't
these
seem it.
perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course.
Yes.
They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me.
See,
Perhaps
there's
the
truth
state
there.
of their psychological being was in such tatters.
Some
and my
people cannot
constitutional
handle
willpower
the
was
constant
so
chatter.
ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was
Plus,
this state that they sought
it's hard to
some
follow
outlet through which
philosophical
to tear
thought.
me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical
It's
humor,
also 'cause
that it
you've got
But they
that
didn't
kind of voice.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
Oh,
it was
and
meant to
that-
speak
okay,
to the
they're looping
human
again. All
condition.
right.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He got cracked, man.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Hold on,
is
hold
never
on.
The
Let's
end
do it.
is never the end, 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 never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Okay,
end.
thank you. Oh, dilapidation. Dilapidation. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, now that's nice. That's nice. From destruction, creation. You know, that's a cool kind of poeticness to it. And now you got some greens, man. Hey, man, you got some greens. Hey, man, I'm just trying to find a little something over here. All right. No, but seriously, look at that. That's nice. That's nice. We could grow some potatoes and stuff like that. Plant a seed, and then we won't even have to wait. We just hit the skip button. Oh, no. Oh, no. What happened to the plants? Did you guys hear that? All right. Skip. Skip. Oh! Skip. 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 Oh, it's buried. Oh, the end of civilization itself. Oh, no. This is the end, huh? Goodbye, skip button. You know, you gotta also think psyche-wise about this skip. How you skip through, and then all of a sudden you can't skip. That's a type of torture right there. Having to walk. Having to be lost in the throes of time once more. Oof. All right. All right, we're back.
Stanley thought to himself, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
And there it is. There it is, y'all. That's the new content. Yep. And we go in there, and then we'll be able to do the black hole ending. Don't know how much of a duration we're gonna have on the next episode, but we're gonna be back in it then. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. We will see you there, okay? All right, guys. Thanks a lot for the love, for the support, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I appreciate you guys. I love all y'all. Hey, if you did enjoy, be sure to bite that like, hit the subscribe button to run with the Wolfpack, and yeah, you can always also come here on Twitch where I'm live as well. Yeah, we're gonna end on this. Unfortunately, I just ran out of time. I can't get that black hole ending yet, but we're right near it, and I'll do some investigation to see what other endings there are. I'm pretty sure we're running out. Once that's done, I might be doing some Suicide Squad. Yeah. Kill the Justice League. Yeah, because I had someone request that to me, so I might be doing that one. It all depends on if Sniper Elite gets here sooner or later. Anyhow, all right, guys. I love all y'all. Thank you so much for coming on and supporting me. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. I will run with you all real soon. Pitch Black Wolf. Ow! All right, guys. All right. Yo, big shout out to Banana, to Drippy, to my new wolf mama. Aaron, thank you so much for modding and supporting the channel. Yeah, I will be back on. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the love. Can't say it enough. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Bye now. Bye, everyone.